Alrighty, there we go. Oops. Jeez. How is everybody doing today? I see we have one person watching on Twitch and one person watching on YouTube according to my stream deck. So we'll wait for more people to hello. Why? I should probably wait to talk about that. Let's see. So other than that, I really don't have anything that I want to do today. It was hellish enough trying to get started streaming in the first place because I just do not, with the space as it is right now, I just don't have the motivation to begin setting up a stream or anything like that. So I guess we'll just fucking meme around for a little bit until such a time that a couple of people come through. Let's see here. Why don't we go to here and we can just kind of meme for a little bit. Why don't we just meme until some more people pile in? Man, do I even want to, or do I just go ahead, say my shit and then leave? That's a really good question. I feel like I should wait until I see at least one or two recognizable names in chat before I go into that. So let's see. What do we do in the meantime, guys? Because it is very difficult for me to watch the news right now. What's up? Well, today I will be retiring from the Twitch politics space, but I figure I'm going to wait for a couple of minutes for more people to pop in chat. But yeah, it just does not, it's not the same anymore, so I'm going to not be engaging with it anymore. I will not be talking to anyone in that space. If someone wants to reach out to me in private, they can, but I'll go more into it later if and when more people. I did choose Sunday specifically because it is a lower viewership day. I thought about going live on, like, I can't remember if I said it was going to be Wednesday and then I said it was going to be on Saturday. But then I realized, like, I don't want it to be one of those things. I don't want it to be one of those things that, yeah. So we'll get into that. I'll still be doing politics. I'll still be doing whatever I want, but whatever the fuck they're doing, I don't want to be involved anymore, ever again. Jesus Christ. Okay. Let's see here. I guess we can put on some. Nice chill background music. God, what a fucking day to be sent this DM. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry, let me respond to this message. 1 second. One second. I do have to respond to this DM. One second. Okay, that's done. Jesus Christ, does my hair just really just look that bad today? Is that just like my fate today? Well, what a funny day so far. Okay, sorry, I had to. How's it going, Jerry Johnson? Val Christ, don't worry, it'll be okay. Your viewer will find another stream to sleep to. Thank you, Val Christ. I have responded to that DM. Alright, so let's see. How are we going to go about this? Alrighty. Click on one lo-fi AI generated lo-fi beats thing, and suddenly your thing is fucking consumed with them. What the fuck is news? Do I just have bad internet right now? What? Jesus Christ, dude. Man, it's so hard to find even a topic that I want to talk about in the meantime. Everything is just so unbelievably fucked. 1 second here. Let's do this. Yeah. Okay. So I don't even know what to where did I put my microphone? What the fuck? There it is. All right. So I don't know exactly how to even go about this. I don't really have anything time for a vape hit and coffee. Listen, I thought about doing this high, but I'm not going to do it high. All right. Let's see here. Why don't we just... All right, that'll work. You know what? I will wait until there's people that I will wait until there's people that I actually like know more in chat. You know, your emotional stoner. No, I'm. It's not that. I just want to be able to like say things, but I want there to be at least like 1 or 2 people that are regulars in the Twitch chat to be here before I get started. That's the only thing that's stopping me right this second. Yeah. I don't want to have to repeat myself like 400 fucking times either, is the thing. So yeah, I guess let's look at some of these while we wait for some people to pop in.
Tomorrow's important meeting at the White House between Presidents Donald Trump and Volodymyr Zelensky just got a whole lot bigger and even more important. In quick succession this morning, the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, the Chancellor of Germany, Friedrich Merz, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, President of Finland, Alexander Stubb, and Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Keir Starmer, all announced that they will take part in that meeting. The President of France.
They're all going there because they're all going to try and dogpile the fuck out of Trump because he is an unreliable negotiator. None of them trust the United States whatsoever to get a just negotiation out of this, a just end to the war. Anybody can get this war over with in 24 hours. How do they do that? Well, they just go in and they, I didn't realize I saw the music going. They just go in and they say, hey, Zelensky, sorry, we're not going to support you anymore. No consequences for Russia. We don't care what they do. We're not going to fight against them. Russia can do whatever. You guys can just fight it out. I'm not. America, we're pulling out. Anyway, if Europe wants to do it, they can. That's how you get the war done in 24 hours. Anybody can fucking do that. What real leadership, what real strength means is going in and not taking the easiest route possible. It means having to stand up for something, you know, which I don't think that anyone in the White House has the necessary bone structure to do because they all are spineless fucking hacks. So
Emmanuel Macron and the Prime Minister of Italy, Giorgia Meloni, are also reportedly expected to attend. According to German Chancellor Merz's office, quote, the talks will address, among other things, security guarantees, territorial issues, and continued support for Ukraine in its defense against Russian aggression. And in a social media post, the European Commission's von der Leyen says her participation came, quote, at the request of President Zelensky. This morning, von der Leyen welcomed Zelensky in Brussels for a meeting of the so-called Coalition of the Willing. Most of the other members joined virtually. Now, the Coalition of the Willing is this is a map of it. This is the...
Jesus Christ. Why could this video not have been uploaded in a normal aspect ratio?
The group consisting of more than 30 countries that were formed after Donald Trump returned to power. They have the dedicated aim of providing security guarantees to Ukraine in order to ensure a lasting peace.
I wish I could read. I'm my eyes are too bad to read the text that's that small anymore. We've got basically every single European country except for Switzerland. What is that? That's Romania's in there. Yeah, so that must be Hungary, right? Where the fuck is Hungary? Yeah, it's next to Austria. Yeah, so Hungary said, yeah, we're not going to do anything. Probably Serbia. There's a couple of those smaller little like Kosovo and shit, it looks like. Yeah, I don't see Kosovo on there. Kosovo, what are you hiding?
In the event that there is a comprehensive peace deal. Several members, including the nuclear-armed countries France and UK, have also pledged to send troops to Ukraine as part of a potential peacekeeping force. Both von der Leyen and Zelensky say that today's coalition meeting is focusing on those security guarantees, their position ahead of tomorrow's meeting with Trump. All the newly expected members in tomorrow's White House meeting are members of the Coalition of the Willing. President Trump has not yet responded directly to the news of the additional guests who are expected at the White House tomorrow. But in posts on Truth Social within the last hour, he wrote that he had a, quote, great meeting in Alaska on Biden's stupid war and big progress on Russia. Stay tuned, all in caps. He also bashed the media. We haven't received an official response or statement from the White House about all of these developments in the last few hours. But this morning on Meet the Press, Secretary of State Marco Rubio confirmed that European leaders would be attending the meeting tomorrow.
Interesting. Good shit. I mean, it is good shit. Listen, when was the last time I streamed, dude? Like, 1 second. Let's go view your channel. Go to live. That's streamed 2 weeks ago. So I was streaming like on average every 2 weeks right now. And the stuff that's been going on in the past 2 weeks, it's just the stuff that's happened in the past 2 weeks has been so utterly blackpilling for the future. It's not just, like I say, beginnings and endings is the title of the stream, but like it's like the real world politics too. 1 second. Let me finish this. Okay, that is sent. Yeah. But yeah, so for the past couple of weeks, like obviously for the past since Trump took office, things have been pretty horrible. Are you just stopping political streaming? No, I'm going to continue political streaming. I'm not going to be engaging with any of the people that I used to engage with. The space as essentially the stream as it has been formatted for the past 6 years, 5-6 years, is going to change probably. The space is just bad. It's just bad. Politics is just bad. Speaking of the space being bad, let me go ahead and take care of that. Yeah, the space is just bad. I don't feel like I can trust any of the people in the space to talk about my opinions on essentially anything. I don't feel safe doing it because the doxing situation has gotten so bad. The hardcore drama shit that gets tied into every political opinion that you have is too much for me. All right. I'm soy. I'm turning 30 this year. All right. I don't have it in me to fight with people like that. And I don't have it in me to continue to talk to people, right, who I assume are either friendly acquaintances or friends. And I don't like having to feel like every conversation is a fucking fight for my life. Okay? Uh and it's not even based off of my political opinions, really. So, I can't do it anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. I refuse to do it anymore. So I'm cutting the cord. And if anybody wants to clip it and ship it to people, if there are either streamers, uh, well, I always welcome chatters. Okay, anyone that wants to give me ad revenue, let's go, baby. All right, if you guys want to hit that donation button, let's fucking go. But like in terms of streamers, associating with them, if someone wants to reach out to me in private and shoot me a DM, I would love to keep in contact with people in private, right? Depending on the person. All right. I'm pretty bad at keeping in contact with people either way, but you know, I just the space is it's just bad. It is just bad. And so, what the future of what I would like to do is, I don't know. I'm definitely going to still talk about politics. I don't have it in me to not talk about politics. I'll probably attempt to do like some more gaming and more casual stuff on here, so that I'm not just completely blackpilling it into oblivion. Um, but yeah, that's the essentially the majority of what I was going to say. Open to questions if there are any questions. I know that there's probably like 5 people watching total, and most of them are on YouTube. So if there are no further questions, we'll keep going. Hopefully, I don't have to repeat this a million times, you know. Yeah, some streamers wouldn't even make good business friends. Well, hold on. Yeah, hold on. You've got it completely ass backwards there, my friend. I would trust streamers to be my personal friends before I trusted them to be my business friends. Okay? Actually, hold on. You can have the force of the law on your side with business relationships, so really what I'm trying to say is streamers as a class are just unreliable human beings. Okay? And I I don't think that yeah, I don't think that any of them would make a good business partner. I don't think and very few of them have made good long-term friends, which is very disappointing. I have, as of, making the decision to step away from the space, What about TikTok debates or random shorts viewers debates? Now, okay, so sure. Now that there's someone that's more involved in the day-to-day stream stuff, Tron. So debates, I'll still do them. I I probably need to see like an actual therapist or counselor first, because I don't have the ability to not flip the fuck out on people. It's just like there's the moral turpitude of Twitch politics, which I can separate myself from, right? I can I can just cut contact with all those people and never talk to them again, and my life is better for it. When it comes to real life politics, that's something that I'm going to have to actually work on to not get angry about, because I'm not an angry person. You know, I'm truly not. I'm a pretty inflappable person. I don't have emotional responses, generally speaking, but the moral turpitude of my country right now is has officially sent me over the edge. I have come to fully uh accept. I'm also realizing that as of starting a stream today, this is the first time I've spoken since like 1 o'clock yesterday out loud. So my voice is fucked. Jesus Christ. My girlfriend's out of state, and so I'm home alone, and so I don't really have a reason to talk. But I think you gotta care 50%. Well, sure, but like I obviously my trigger for flipping the fuck out on people is just it's non-existent. It's not even a hair trigger. Okay, it's non-existent, and I know it's a problem. I can't do a debate like this. I can't do a debate like this. I'm going to flip the fuck out on someone. I'm going to call them a slur. I've in addition to becoming an angrier person as a result of politics and the Twitch politics space, I've become a worse person. And truly fear that one of these days, while arguing with someone, I'm going to slip. I'm going to use a future-ending racial slur or, sexist slur or something, homophobic slur. Like, I'm just so fucking mad all the time that something major has to change. There's a good portion of them that are shit. Like they fell in all their relationships, even in real life, fail in all their relationships, and they make stupid ass decisions with other streamers. Fuck yeah, and that's the thing. Like I think that there was a layer of not even like a layer of separation, but like there was a lot more level of like play, like a lot more of it was playful. Even if it was like some people like fighting back and forth, you could have an opinion on it and be playful about having the opinion on it if you weren't involved. But like I can't have an opinion on something without involving myself. So I'm not going to have an opinion on it. Like with most things that are difficult, you got to care, but if you care too much, you get worse. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now, and it's just like so much, It's the gaslighting and the feigned ignorance from everyone when it comes to every fucking topic nowadays. Like everyone just pretends that they don't know anything that's bad about their side, or they just like refuse to admit any fucking like I can't deal with that environment. That shit's fucking insane. A surgeon who cares 100% is probably worse than a 50% care surgeon who's relaxed and flexible. Yeah, exactly. You need a good vacation to an island with soft music, drinks, and just lapping waves. Well, these are the things that what's the word I'm looking for? Filling my time with instead, right? Like as of right now, I'm working out. One second. Is my computer frozen? No. Okay. My computer looked like it froze for a second. But like, I don't even know if I need a vacation. I need coping mechanisms to not get viscerally fucking angry immediately when someone is okay with what's going on, Yeah, careful about which island you go to. No, when we were in New York, I did have a vacation recently, and it was on that vacation that I decided this. I had a text conversation with another streamer, and then I had announced my retirement to a couple of other streamers. So that vacation was the reason, or the final nail in the coffin. We went to New York to see My Chemical Romance, which is not really a band that I have ever listened to, but my girlfriend loves them. And it was probably top 3 shows I've ever seen in my entire life. It was really good. But while we were in New York, we were going to, I can't remember if it was a pizza place or if it was a bagel place. We were going somewhere, and we had to walk by Epstein's house. We had to walk by the infamous fucking Epstein house to get to our location that we were going to. I thought about taking a picture of it and then taking a picture of the White House and posting them like a tale of two pedophiles, a tale of two cities. But anyways, yeah, so I'll also, you got to treat debates like games to win. Yeah, that's the thing. But it's, Decent band. Yeah, I've actually I'll get into that in a minute. But I do need to treat the games like, or the debates like games to win. Um I've always said that one of the biggest hindrances of me being on YouTube, biggest hindrances of me growing as a creator is I am I am too soy. I am way too invested in the actual outcomes of politics. I care too much. I can't do the stupid, I can't do the stupid um arguing points that I don't care about. I've tried to do that and I can't do it. I can't argue for shit that I don't care about. I just I can talk about things I don't care about. If I can't argue, I can't pretend that I'm in favor of something that I'm not. Every single opinion that you have ever seen me say on stream has been my very real opinion. There might have been things that I didn't say, right? Because I didn't want to deal with people's opinion of my opinion, right? But like anything that I've said, unless it was a joke or I've changed my opinion since, it was at that time my real opinion. And I don't know, because I'm not going to go back and look at old debates. I'm not going to go back and look at other people's old streams to see if like people like Rob Noor or people like Admiral Gibbs were more what's the word? More honest back then, or if it or if they've always been and I was just very naive as a, you know, mid 20s, fresh into getting into politics on a deeper level person. And so I was very naive and I assumed that they were arguing what they actually believed, but I don't think that they believe what they're saying. And I think that that goes for most of the people that I have interacted with or continue to interact with when it comes to conservatives. I don't think that they actually believe the things that they're saying. Um, I think that they just like that they're in charge. I can't exist in that environment because I'm not going to do it. Who is he talking to? Oh, I don't have the chat on screen because I don't know what the rules are for YouTube and Twitch. I'm talking to the YouTube chat because there hasn't been anyone in the Twitch chat. But yeah. So eventually, once I'm able to like relax a little bit, maybe we'll get back into the debate game. Yeah. I was thinking, who's even here? Yeah, no. I totally get that. No, I saw over on my other screen, the viewers on Twitch go from 1 to 4 or something. I was like, those people are going to be really lost. But yeah, the overview for people. Jesus, why is everyone piling in? Okay, I'll give a brief overview of what we're talking about. Fuck it, we'll do this, and I'll scoot back. All right, so I'm going to be not engaging with the Twitch politics space anymore, possibly ever again. I'm not going to. I'm retiring from that Twitch politics space. Anyone in that space, like chatters, are welcome to be in my chat. I like, chatters are fine, but when it comes to creators, it's going to be on a case-by-case basis. If you want to reach out to me, if you're a creator, you can. But like probably the primary reason, I would say, the primary reason is I just don't feel like I can trust anyone in this fucking space at all. Right? Like, I don't feel like I can trust anyone to give a real opinion on anything, on Yeah, on basically anything. It feels like it's always a fight for my life, and I don't want to do that. So, um, not saying lie or anything, just win and control and push for good thing for you and fans having better arguments and entertainment. Yeah, well, I need to I need to find out how to find the joy in that again because I don't find again, it took me like 2 hours. I had OBS and everything set up to stream for 2 hours and I didn't hit go live because I just didn't feel the motivation to start the fucking stream. I was supposed to do this stream like 4 or 5 days ago. I announced that I was going to do a stream on my Discord and I just didn't do it. You know? Did you read the GQ? What's the GQ? I also have been I know what the headlines are. The GQ article about what? Is there a GQ article about the space? Like when I say that I've left Hassan, I didn't even know that there was an article on Hassan. I've left every single Discord except for my own and like close personal friends. All right. I don't think that there is a single creator Discord that I'm a part of anymore. I don't know what's going on. I don't want to know what's going on with these people. If it's funny, link it in the Discord and I'll consider it. So the reason I can't trust anyone here is because I feel like if I give an opinion on something, then did you leave Ice Bean's Discord? I left every Discord. Every single one. The only Discord that I am currently in is my Discord and then people that I personally know from my real life. And it's nothing against Ice Beans. I like Ice Beans. Okay? I can't the space, the lack of trust that I have in every other creator, I feel like if I talk to them, my life is in danger. All right? Like that's the environment that the Twitch politics space has set up right now. That if you talk to someone, you know, life would be better if Discord didn't exist. Honestly, I don't care that much about Discord. Twitter, get rid of Twitter, get rid of social media. Fuck me. But that's besides the point. I don't want to feel like every time I talk to another creator that I am putting out an opinion that will give people casus belli to go to war with me, dox me and my girlfriend, and possibly ruin, you know, our lives. So I'm not going to talk to any of these people anymore. I feel like I'm not in your Discord. Well, if you type in !Discord, you can get a link to the Discord. And I would actually, and very genuinely, I want to do something different, dude. I want my Discord to not be another Twitch politics Discord that is used as a repository so that people can jump in and argue with me, right? Oh, you're not in anyone's Discord? Got you. Well, I will open the article. I might read it on my own time. I don't know. Again, like the reason I don't even want to open the article on stream is because I feel like this is the environment that has been created here, okay? I feel like if I were to talk about Hassan having a GQ article or my opinions on Hassan and the Democratic Party, then I'm put into a camp that I don't want to be put into. And no matter how many times I say one way or the other, I'm not in that camp or I'm not in that camp, I don't want to be involved, I'm always being pressured to be involved by people that I assumed were my friends. So I don't want to do that anymore. That's the biggest reason. You know, kind of and tangential to that point, I don't feel like I can trust anyone's opinions to be real. When have I ever betrayed you? And you haven't. Like I said, this is mostly to do with maybe I shouldn't have made that last video. Wait, what did you post on the fucking YouTube, you son of a bitch? Wait, well, hold on. What's on my YouTube right now? Oh no! Oh yeah, that's right. Well, that was before. Hold on, that was before I made this decision, so I can't be mad at you about that. Okay. I do have questions about the thumbnail. I don't quite get the thumbnail, but anyways, yeah. So, oh yeah, also I totally forgot to start my short stream. Okay, go there. Um, I'm not sure I've ever messaged on Discord. Well, I would like to create a kind of revamp my Discord. I'll probably reach out to some people. One second, sorry, I'm just starting the short stream. All right, short stream is going. All right. Yeah, I'd like to build something a little bit more substantial on my Discord. And seeing as I've left all of the other Discords, I'll probably spend time, um, you know, engaging more in my Discord. We might do like actual game nights, you know. Interesting, you can stream specifically on shorts. Yeah, we've been doing that. But let me see here. Make sure I'm caught up with chat. I think I am. Yeah. So, anyways, that's the like the basic overview of everything going on right now. I will be the thought is right now is probably focus on finishing my degree if possible. It's I'll probably what I want to do is maybe do like a radio show like format. I don't know. I've talked about that before, but whatever we end up doing is going to be it's going to be a different format than what we have been doing. And I have made the decision that I'm going to be doing pre-made like prepared content. And I actually have a surprise that I'm going into the city either tomorrow or Tuesday to do an interview with someone. So that'll be fun. That won't be live. That'll be recorded and then put up. And I'm not sure, but I think that it might be worth it to make a second channel if I'm going to start putting out prepared content. So if you guys have ideas on that, let me know. Just funny to make fun of PBS for platforming a Nazi. Well, PBS is long gone at this point. So everything is so bad is the thing. And I've talked about this, right? But another reason why it's very hard for me to stream is the news is gay. It's stupid. It's fucking ridiculous. I what am I supposed to say? What the fuck am I supposed to say for like the 45th fucking time that week? Like President Retard pulled another retard move. Like, what am I supposed to say to people who say the exact same shit over and over and over, who like it's not even fun to debunk the lies, because it doesn't matter when you debunk lies anymore, right? Because the truth doesn't matter. You know? The truth doesn't fucking matter. So what is the point in I think that's like the big brain block for me, is that I can't figure out what the fucking point is. who am I talking to? Right? Like, who the fuck am I talking to? If there's someone that disagrees with me on a matter of fact, and I point out that they are wrong as a matter of fact, right? Like the fact that tariffs are taxes. Tariffs are motherfucking taxes. I learned that tariffs were taxes when I was in high school economics. They said it was an import tax. But now I have to live in this fucking gay world where people tell me that things that I learned just like a couple of years ago, definitions don't matter. And, you know, it was the leftists that were doing this before, okay? It was the leftists that were doing this before. It was just over shit that, like, was, in the grand scheme of things, pretty fucking inconsequential. Right? Like, it was inconsequential. It was about fucking gender. You could ignore that shit. When someone on the street identifies as a they, them, that doesn't fucking affect me. But when someone votes for a fucking guy because he says that he's going to put 50 fucking % tariffs on everybody, and I say, why would you want that? That's a 50% tax on everything that we bring into the country. And I have to get talked down to by fucking, you know, 3-tooth having, retarded, high school dropout, blue collar workers who think that they're better than me because they know how to weld? Like, I'm sorry, I would have, me from 3 years ago would have shit on myself for saying something like that. But god damn, dude, have I learned to resent the poor. And I'm poor. I've learned to resent the working class because of this shit. And that's not a good thing. Are you okay? No. But maybe it was inconsequential. Well, I mean, like, in terms of how it directly affects a human being, it's inconsequential for how someone identifies as a they, them versus someone voting for someone because they think that tariffs aren't taxes. Didn't you make content on Wendigoon? No, I've never made content on Wendigoon. I like Wendigoon. If you fill yourself with hate, you will only hate. Well, see, like, fuck, dude. Fuck. You know what? I probably shouldn't do this stream on a short stream because there's going to be too many people who don't know my past. Like, I don't need to relitigate over and over and over that I was hardcore in favor of reconciling conservatives and liberals and trying to find bipartisanship. That was my underlying guiding political project. But then motherfucking Trump gets elected for the second time, and I have a bunch of people telling me on Twitter that they're glad that, you know, horrible things are happening to my family specifically, you know? No, I understand that, but like I'm talking about retiring from the Twitch politics space. And so if right now, I'm probably going to say some things that are very, very fucking mean about conservatives that I just I don't want to have to explain over and over, but behind the thoughts, the main feeling is I don't feel like I can trust anyone to tell me what they actually believe. And I don't feel like I can trust anyone to tell them what I actually believe. So that's the overarching theme of why I'm retiring from Twitch politics. But the underlying anger is because my country is getting raped in front of me, and there's very little to any positives to be taken from that. Let me catch back up with what they were saying up there. You have to justify your feelings. If you feel something, you feel something. You're right. I don't need to. And I should probably just cut off the short stream if I'm going to, because I don't need to fight with people about that. I don't know why people would think that I have made content on Wendigoon. Let me see what Tron said. My video idea about that one conservative who said DC was horrible and lied about everything. You do it for your viewers. Well, yeah, well, that's like one thing. I want to, I don't feel like I'm doing anything for viewers right now. I want to do something for viewers. I want to go back to the days where content was fun and where content was, where there was a fucking community around the content, and it wasn't just my community. That's one thing that I think that will be the main drive for right now. Before I like fully, start changing the format, I'll start like doing fun things and stuff. But like, I'm going to start building up the Discord and building like a community on YouTube and stuff, maybe. Because I think that the reason that Twitch politics feels especially bad, it's the fact that so many people were chased out, and so we lost a huge chunk of people that were, shared viewers amongst everyone. And I think that I really liked that environment, right? I never siloed myself off in any way. And I never, like intentionally, I did get banned and stuff, but, I never like intentionally siloed myself off or, did stuff just for, like, I always did very Twitch politics stuff. And, yeah, so building community will be number one thing that I want to do. We'll still be talking about politics. We don't need to build a community of people that are bipartisan, I don't think. I don't want to build a community of people that are insane, Like, I don't want to build a community of people that are insane, lefties that, or insane Democrats that disagree with me on one thing and then flip the fuck out, But I definitely don't want to have to sit there and explain over and over and over to like the two conservatives in chat. I don't want to have to sit there for like hours and hours and hours and try to explain to them that the 3 or 4 transgressions that I might agree with them are like a little bit bad on the Democrat side are just not equal to what's happening right now. Like even people that I respect. No, I respect Jeb. I was about to say something mean, but like Jeb Tan, I had an interaction with him on Twitter, and he's mad. He's mad that Gavin Newsom is going to be redistricting Republican seats in California. Motherfucker, you're a Republican. Shut the fuck up. You're literally a Republican. Shut the fuck up. You don't get to have an opinion on this one. Sorry. You don't get to have an opinion on this one. Like, Democrats have been engaging in something that I, up until, this most recent election cycle, I was fully on board with, which was creating nonpartisan districting committees in their states, supporting a national nonpartisan districting commission. Like, I love that idea. I don't want gerrymandering to be partisan. California was in the moral rights to have their nonpartisan gerrymandering commission, but Texas is fucking with that system. Texas is fucking with that system at the direct behest of the President of the United States. It goes beyond a states' rights issue now when the federal government dips its grubby fucking fingers specifically for partisan reasons to maintain control over the federal government. And for them to do that in a mid-decade redistricting, which has only been done once before by partisan Republicans in Texas to completely take away Democrats' ability to have any voice in the state. Now that California is responding and said, hey, if you call it off, we will call it off. If you stopped redistricting, we'll stop redistricting. For some reason, even the principled conservatives that I respect for some fucking reason now, these Republicans, I still fucking have some emotional connection to, like, thinking that there's still a good one out there. They're saying Gavin Newsom is the one that's in the moral wrong for redistricting, even though he said we'll stop doing it if they do. I am tired of ever listening to a Republican about fucking anything ever again. Ever again. I built up a complex about holding on to principles and being a moral person and being a man of character. And these are things that I was convinced of the virtue of by Republicans in this space specifically. And I learned philosophy, and I learned about, morality. I learned about, I've matured. I've learned so much. And every bit of what they told me I ought to be a good person, to be a good American, to be a good, whatever the fuck it is, the broad good that they were talking about, they drop immediately the second that they're in power. They drop immediately the second they're in power, and then have the fucking gall to talk down to me about not having empathy for conservatives. So, let me catch up with chat. I do think regular conservative debates are good. I'm still fine with doing debates. I'll do debates. I just won't do them. Right now. But that's a very, like, on a personal thing. It's not because I don't think there's any value in it. It's because I don't think I have it in me not to flip the fuck out. I need to find a way not to flip the fuck out on these people. Living in the UK at the moment, I get watching your country burn. Fuck. But you only get one life, so don't spend too much mind power on the bad things. Yeah. Yeah, and you're right on the second part of what you're saying there. One of the things that is so bothersome, I don't agree with the redistricting in Texas. And like that's the thing. Like, if there was just like regular conservatives, like, who just, like, there's like no dissent by and large with the conservative movement and Trump, and I need to see more of that. But what Wyatt's saying, like, I agree. That's why I have to step away from the Twitch politics space. That's why I have to step away from the Twitch politics space, because this space right here is, I only get one fucking life. All right. I, part of the first half of my streaming career was fighting with Sieg Heiling, card carrying, openly Nazi, people who unironically actually liked Hitler, who actually think that Jews rule the world. That was the first half of my streaming career, was arguing with a bunch of people like that. And part of arguing with people like that is researching the rise of the Third Reich. It's researching what happened in Nazi Germany, not just, for the debate points, right? Not just for the debate points for, how many people were killed in the Holocaust, or, was, Dresden justified or something like that. It's also important to understand who it is you're arguing with. And I understand, both because I argued with Nazis back then, and because back then I was a socialist, I understand these extremist points of views, right? Or these ideologies, if people don't like that terminology, the extremist terminology. I understand the psychology behind someone that identifies as a socialist versus a communist. I understand the psychology, broadly speaking, of someone that identifies as a Nazi. But the thing, well, let me finish this thought really quick. The thing about researching like the people, right, is I see. Just say you understand retards. Yeah, I do. I understand retards. I've been in amongst them for so long. How's it going, sourcing? Um, I don't know if the title's giving it away, but I'm retiring as of today from the Twitch politics space, and this is my long explanation why. Um, but yeah, seeing like the first half of my career arguing with Nazis, researching Nazi Germany, and understanding who you're arguing with, and seeing the parallels between the kinds of people that were talking back then and the kinds of people that are talking about the current issues now. And it's like, it's the same psychology. I don't think that these people are one-to-one Nazis, but the psychology of how they like their complex around being seen as small or weak, or it's been building and building and building, you know it's been building and building and building, and now they have this champion, this retard champion to lead them into the promised land. And the promised land to them is whatever hurts the people that made them feel small the most. It's not about making themselves bigger. It's not about making the country better. It's not about securing a future for white children. They fucking hate people like me. They hate people like my parents who are teachers. They hate people like my family who were political figures. They just hate. Yeah, shout out to Mio. Let's go. I wonder what he's doing. Has he killed himself yet? Or I know that he was sexting with Brittany or some shit. So anyways, I don't want to get involved with any of that. Yeah, so I've been utterly blackpilled on everything for a while. There's both like the world situation for that. There's my just the fact that I'm in a new city situation for that. There's the horrible, fucking disgusting cesspit that has taken over Twitch politics. Yeah, we're blacked. Yes, Ice Beans. From Twitch politics. I will not be interacting publicly with any Twitch politics streamer probably ever again. Like, all things, like, if you still want to stay in contact, please stay in my Discord and shoot me a DM. And maybe in like a month or two, when things have calmed down, I'll feel comfortable talking to some people on the edges. But yeah, I just don't, even me, I don't trust talking to people on Twitch. I'm sorry. After my last couple of interactions with people from Twitch, I just don't feel it feels like I'm putting myself in danger. It feels like I'm putting myself, my girlfriend's future in danger for stuff that I don't want to be a part of. So Hassan, his orbiters, and that's it. Well, I'm just talking about like the whatever remains of the Twitch politics space, all the people that I've interacted with for the past 5 years. Those are it feels dangerous talking to them. Reservoir is one. That one very personally hurt. Yeah. Just ask Willie Mack. I haven't watched any of the drama shit for a while. I haven't watched I've disconnected. I don't want to know anything that's going on, you know. Good luck, dude. See you soon. I appreciate it. What happened with Rez? I mean, like, and I don't hate Rez, but whatever the drama situation is right now and the content situation is right now makes it to where like the past two or three conversations I've had with him felt like I was in danger. Like if I answered incorrectly, you know, um, like some ire would be turned towards me. That's the general feeling in Twitch politics now. From his chat, from everywhere. I'm not getting into it. If you know that you know, then you if you don't, then you don't. So you're still streaming, you're just disconnected from Twitch poll. I tentatively am still streaming. I still plan to stream, but it's even outside of Twitch poll, the political situation is so unbelievably fucking bad. I don't it took me 2 hours to start the stream today. And that's not because I'm scared to talk about this. It's because I don't feel like streaming for the first time in like 5 years. You're blessed. The reason I brought it up is because people tried to ruin his wedding because they don't like him. Christ. It's been like that for a long time. Yeah, I think that I was a little bit I think I was a little bit reticent to accept it. Yeah, the people, yeah, exactly. Everyone takes the shit way too seriously. And I appreciate it, Joey. I don't I'll have to do some like, you know, retrospective like soul searching. I don't think that I have it in me to watch an old video of mine just because I don't like the sound of my voice, you know? You look like Dollar General Edward Snowden. You know what? I don't even see it, so I can't even be mad about it. It's like calling saying like, man, you know what? You look like Mr. T. Like I don't see it at all. But what was I responding to? Yeah, everyone takes this shit way too fucking seriously. And I think that if I were to go back and I probably took this shit way too seriously at some point. I know I did, like very early on. I don't know when it started getting like a little bit too much for me. I think that probably it started getting a bit too much for me in like 2023, and I essentially just tried to play along as best as possible through. No, I can't even say that. There were some things that I was genuinely interested in or that I participated in, but it just didn't feel as real as this does right now. And I'm not even involved with it, whatever's going on right now. But whatever's going on over there right now, that shit's fucked. Yeah. Why don't you like your voice? Everybody hates the sound of their own voice. I want to debate you. Listen, later, not today. Today is not a debate day. I do accept debates though. And if you're watching, like the whole point of, one of the reasons that I want to like announce this and not just like quietly go is that I want to invite people who are like still want to either stay in contact with me from Twitch Bowl or that are YouTube watchers. I want to start building the Discord out and actually building something there. I'm probably going to be doing some prepared content, and I actually have an interview with someone. I'm going to be interviewing them outside of the White House either tomorrow or the next day. And I don't know if I'm going to be uploading that to if with the prepared content, prepared content. I don't know if I'm going to upload it here or if I need to make a second channel. So we'll look into that. But yeah, I think that the hardest thing is figuring out Pirate Software loves his voice. True. Do I believe in Jesus? I, I I'm pretty sure he's like been confirmed to be a historical figure at this point, right? I don't know where I am with the religion. Ask me in like 5 years when I have the gumption to read more on religion. I've been enjoying grass and just saw a wild Sondsol announcement. Expect more typos than usual. Listen, I've been enjoying grass. Actually, you know what? I can't even say that. I can't even say I've been enjoying grass, but I've been touching grass. Okay. Um, what one of the I think another reason that it's probably a good thing to make the announcement. You just dox yourself tomorrow at the White. Oh, if people want to listen, I'll make announcements when I go into DC proper if people want to meet up. Like if there's people that live in the DC area, dog, say something in the Discord. We'll do a fucking live, okay? I don't have any fucking but like the hardest thing going forward is just like the figuring out what is the thing I want to do. Like I like streaming. I don't like doing prepared content. I'm very bad at task initiation and planning. So live streaming in terms of like being able to put out videos and do stuff like that that I've wanted to do for a long time or had wanted to do for a long time. Live streaming is a great way to do that, but you know, the best ramen spot. Why the fuck would you go to the best ramen spot? You have to go to Ben's Chili Bowl. All right. Yes, you take Mr. Beans, you come up to the White House. Okay. We'll meet in front of the White House and then we'll walk over to Ben's Chili Bowl. Trump smears his shitty hands all over it. Oh, so you're planning on doing it soon? Yeah, absolutely. Hit me up. Um, Whatever the good spot is. I don't know the good spot yet in DC. I've only been here for a year, so I know that Ben's Chili Bowl is like a historical little joint, and we ate there the other day. But anyways, yeah, I think probably one of the hardest things is figuring out where the content goes forward because live streaming is fun, but because it's live streaming and we're going to be talking about politics, these other people are going to be coming up, and I just I guess it might be easier to comment on the larger figures if I just never interact with Twitch politics again, or any of the people that are like obsessed about the drama. Because like I would like to comment on Hassan getting positive coverage in the news without feeling like I am putting myself in danger of a dox. You know, I would like to be able to say that, you know, like people talking to Destiny's 14-year-old son is one of the most unbelievably fucking insane things I could ever possibly fucking imagine coming out of this space. Like, and people are just doing it and egging it on. And that is just so beyond any level of fucking decorum or, you know, moral lines that you shouldn't fucking cross. Like, Jesus Christ, man. I just don't know. I want to be able to have those opinions without feeling like my life's in danger, you know, from the more drama aspects of it. But I don't think that you can. I don't think that you can. Because Josiah from Pondering Politics and Hutch, he doesn't roll around in the mud with these fucking people. He doesn't argue with Chud Logic and Kuiman, people like that. And like, just to be clear, like there's people doxing on both sides. All right. And I have negative opinions on what's going on with Destiny's community as well. All right. So I do have a negative bias towards like the like crazy drama shit, but don't get it twisted. DGG right now is in shambles with decorum. I just don't feel safe engaging with anyone right now, you know. Hutch does. Josiah definitely doesn't. Econo Boy doesn't. Pisco, does he get into the drama aspects of stuff? I don't think he does. Actually, he might, but I don't think he does. But all of those guys have either been doxxed or they are currently hunting for their dox on Kiwi farms right now. It's because they are possibly going back into the orbit of destiny. So, yeah, fuck that. I just won't talk to anyone then. All right. At that point, maybe one thing I've considered is there's some neolib and some progressive, like small group conventions happening later this year. So I'll be going to those and hopefully meeting up with some of the content creators there that aren't part of like what has traditionally been Twitch politics. And, you know, maybe I just stop streaming eventually. Maybe I collaborate with them. Maybe I morph this into some sort of thing that I leverage into a job later on. I don't know, but like, I need to, yeah. I think lately Pisco dipped his toes with Ethan Hassan. Yeah, like the Ethan Hassan stuff. I feel like no, two a year ago, 2 years ago, I feel like it would have been way more interesting to be able to like talk about any of that, but it's just sad and it's just dangerous. Um, he criticized Hassan and defended Ethan. So Hutch is prime picking. True. Brian Tyler Cohen. I don't have any illusions of ever getting to a point where I have a YouTube channel like Brian Tyler Cohen. Okay. Can't we just grill? I've considered that. I don't have the capacity to. It's just not. I wasn't raised to be able to just grill. Sorry. Um, there are still people who do Twitch politics that don't really cover or do drama, like Gust. I don't know Gust. Kid. I thought that Kid did delve into the drama stuff. Wait, what do you mean just grill? I mean, I can't grill. I can't like sit here and like either passively talk about politics or um be a gaming streamer or disconnect from politics. That's the deciding on what I was going to disconnect from was the reason that this took so long, because I've tried to disconnect from politics. I don't have it in me. I've tried to disconnect from like I've tried to essentially put a buffer between what I talk about on stream or how I talk about things on stream and the drama stuff, and that hasn't really worked. And so yeah. Sorry, I totally lost my train of thought in the middle of speaking there. Not really regarding Kid. He steers away from drama. I don't know why I thought that he was like in the same, not quite the same like drama camp as, because I've never watched Kid. This is no insults on Kid. Like everything that I've ever seen from Kid Not Kin has been like, he seems like a very decent person, a very funny and cool person. But but I've never watched his stream. I thought that he was close to like the Cope and Seeth types, but without the like scripted videos. I don't know why. Not at all. Okay, I don't know where I got that impression. Let me just ban that person who's spamming. But No, all he does is cover politics lately. Cope and Seeth is a drama channel. Yeah, the podcast. Um, well, maybe I'll add Kid into my like media digest. I don't know. One of the problems is like trying to disconnect from politics. I can't do that, but I also, dude, it is so fucking hard to listen to the news right now. I'm trying to find something to dive into, but I can't find anything to dive into because everything is just so stupid. If it wasn't so stupid, I might be able to find some meaning in it, you know? I'd find some meaning in it. But I think that the thing that I was trying to say earlier and that is coming to me now is when I feel like I'm explaining something to people and there's a willingness to hear it, that's one thing, right? A willingness to have the opinion confronted, but that quality in people has died. That quality in people has died. Nobody has any ability to introspect, or at least anybody that does isn't in the spaces that I occupy anymore. And I need to leave those spaces for places where people are willing to have uh, a difference of opinion. You know, it's easy to ignore it all. It it's not easy for me to ignore it. It's not. My my entire family are political. Um, my my entire history, my entire family history since before I was born has been political. Not necessarily, but sometimes, but not necessarily as an elected official, but sometimes as activists, as people who were on the forefront of the LGBT uh, fight for rights. They're, you know, my uncle getting bomb threats and confronting those people face to face. And I'm sitting here worried about my information getting leaked from these people, you know? It's time for me to do something else. So, can I call in real quick? Yes, but if I tell you to not talk, if I shut down a line of questioning, we're not going down that line of questioning. Let me make sure that the, okay, settings are all good. Okay. Fix one more setting right here. All right, what's up?
Hello, hello. Can you hear me just fine?
You're actually a little quiet, but that's because I have you down to 75.
Might be better now, maybe?
Yes, significantly.
All right, let me know if the AC in the back is too whatever. Um okay. I was just gonna say, based on something you were saying earlier, hold on, give me a second.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask, like, do you do stuff on your Discord? Like, is it a community in that sense, or not really?
It used to be, and then it fell off, and I'm going to start doing stuff like that again.
Okay, I was gonna say, because like I very much like how I very much like how where my community is at, in the sense that it is you know, I've been trying to cultivate it so that it is more like grounded, not only filled with a particular type of thinking, I guess. Like we don't really have like Trump. We don't really have, I don't think we actually have any Trump supporters, but we do have like leftists, liberals, what have yous. And for the most part, the drama stuff gets I don't say like no drama because we absolutely do talk about it, but especially if it's a particular topic, like, whenever like the Ethan Hassan nukes came up and shit like that,
Yeah. Hey,
we would
really
have
quick,
like
let me just, hey,
yeah.
Jeb, how's it going? I don't know if someone told you that you were mentioned earlier, but if you want to call in later, you can. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I was just gonna say that like I basically quarantine this stuff, like and put a lid on it when we need to, you know. But apart from that, though, for the most part, my server very chill. Like we hang out in VC all the time. We do like movie nights and people game in there and stuff like that. I think it sounds like that is something that would be more healthy for you, maybe, and also allow you to get some of that, like some of that socialization, but also like mm, I don't know, just help round it out a bit so that you're not only looking at essentially doom and gloom all the time, which is very easy to do if all you do is come on and like watch news, rant at a bunch of shit, and then get yelled at people anyway because you're saying the wrong shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's
Beans
basically,
wins their movie night is having a good night. Listen, Akriel, I'm not trying to compete, okay? I know you run a good movie night. But
but
that's
yeah, no, that's basically what the I don't have anything like written out or like what I'm going to do specifically yet, but I am going to do stuff like that. Just
mhm.
because I don't have as much time to stream anymore, and I don't have
Yeah.
as much motivation to go live right now until I can find a reason to go live. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to like give up, streaming or the YouTube or any of the people that I've met online really necessarily. But in
Yeah.
terms of like, yeah, all of that shit, it's like I'm already, in a new city with like no one that I know personally, and
Hmm.
the my country is getting raped in front of me violently, and I'm
Sure.
in the capital city of that country with troops walking around. So like that's contributing to it as well. And then the nail in the coffin here is watching everyone just like put themselves on the docs list,
Mm.
so that's just like
Yeah.
that was like the nail in the coffin for me, you know
Yeah, that's not great, and I can certainly appreciate. Like, I mean, even if that wasn't that specific thing wasn't happening, I can understand why somebody would want to step back and like. So yeah, I'm not really intending to talk you out of that.
yeah, no,
Um,
I'm just
like I'm only I'm saying it from a perspective of like it'd be nice to see you stream, but obviously you would need to do what's best for you. So there's that.
yeah. Yeah,
Um,
and so the really, I mean, like if you have suggestions for
mhm.
like how to build up a Discord, please shoot them to
Yeah,
me in DMs. All right, I will
yeah, sure.
absolutely take the advice.
Yeah. I mean, well, actually, I don't know if you know what my stream generally is. Like I have been moving away from politics in the sense that I can't, I honestly can't mentally cope with too much of it. So
Yeah,
for me, like
I don't blame you.
most of my political engagement is like through other streams or through other sources and stuff. And so I've decided, like, for me, my politics, it's like, okay, if I have something to say about a pet issue that I'm focusing on, like, federal workers or something like that, then that's when I'll do political content. But other than that, I'm happy to get my news and stuff elsewhere and just talk about other shit on my platform, like not necessarily even drama because I don't even really do that. Not that I don't consume drama, I absolutely do, but I'm also I try as much as possible to be like uh not Switzerland, but mm, I don't put my full foot in it, if that makes sense. Because
Yeah,
at the
no,
end of
I
the day, this is all like silly internet bullshit. And you
but
know,
no, sorry, I'm not going to make that joke. But it's silly internet bullshit, and it's
Mhm.
um for I yeah I just don't know where I'm going to go with it, but I
Yeah,
agree with what you're saying. Essentially, I probably will find some way
it's
to
hard to straddle that
balance
line.
it.
I'll say
Yeah,
that. Yeah, no, it is hard to straddle that line between being involved in the community so that you can grow and not being involved with the interpersonal dramas that go on with each person, right? Especially when you have an overlap of communities. That's just what's going to happen. My advice would be like, you would want to find something that you want to do on stream, and your community will come from there, like the overlap is nice, the overlap is great for growth and for collaboration and everything, but it also depends on either that connection being stable or um like
it requires
you
putting
still
trust in
remaining in
other
that.
people. Yeah, it requires
Ye-
there
ye-
being people in the space that are worth engaging with in that way, and it requires like the space itself to be healthy, right? Like this stuff
the
was
no,
always
I
apart.
don't.
But
Yeah,
that's
no,
the thing.
I don't think that. I don't think. I mean, I don't think that the space needs. Okay, here's the thing. I don't think the space needs to necessarily be healthy in order to like uh to for you to sustain yourself through it, because there are people who have um learned by being burned, right?
Oh, to be clear,
Like
I'm
how.
saying like my enjoyment levels is why I
Oh,
say that. Like the
yeah, okay. Oh, no, no, that's fine. I mean, I think people just need like I think people need stronger boundaries in general. Like if they don't want to get involved in stuff, then you do have to set boundaries, which is what you're doing, which is fine. Um, so, again, ultimately at the end of the day, is your specific opinion on XYZ drama going to be like the end all be all that means that we can't talk like this is just silly. What are we talking about?
right. And see, like
So yeah, that's it. Mhm.
that's how it basically is for me too. But thank you for
Mhm.
calling in. I'll
Yeah. Oh,
invite Jeb now if he
oh yeah,
wants.
that's fine. That's fine. Good luck. I'll DM you.
All right, thank you.
See
Bye.
ya.
All right, Jeb, here's the TLDR. I talked about how I'm not going to take advice from a goddamn Republican about anything right now. Fucking no shot whatsoever, in no reality does a Republican have the fucking right to tell the Democrats, okay, that going too hard is a bad thing. All right? Like, even if you think strategically it's a bad idea, like, this is unironically the only thing that Democrats fucking want right now is a single fucking person that's willing to not sit there and cry about decorum and procedure while your guys go around and literally put their knees on people's necks to throw them out of our country. So I will not be talked down to or told by a Republican. Sorry, I'm getting more vitriolic. I want to take a breath because I like Jeb, and that's what I started off that whole thing with, is that I respect Jeb. I just can't listen to a Republican tell a Democrat not to do something to fight back against what the fuck they're doing. Because I see troops in DC right now, all right, with my own eyes. I'm going to have to go into DC either tomorrow or the next day to talk to someone. I'm going to interview them, and I'm not entirely convinced that they're going to be there because they were a fairly paranoid person. All right. People are fucking terrified. All right. That is the environment that Trump has created. And for anybody to have the fucking gall, for anybody that didn't vote for the Democrats in the last election to have the gall to tell people who are fucking terrified for finally a good reason of their government not to fight back is just so unbelievably tone deaf and so unbelievably insulting. So that's the long and short of it. If you want to talk about it, if he's even still here, then we can. Ugh. You know what? This is actually a perfect opportunity for me to run into the kitchen and grab myself some water. No. No. Mom pants? Yeah. All right, here's some lo-fi beats while I go and grab myself some water. Be right back. Forgive me, I'm also going to pee. All right. Let's see here. How are we doing over on YouTube? A couple of people watching on YouTube. And then how are we doing over on Twitch? Alrighty. So, now that we have gotten all of that said, spoken. Is there anything else that I should go over? Any questions about the future insofar as I haven't explained it thus far? Is Asmund making brain dead takes about the country part of the ban? No. I don't think that hating Asmongold is an unpopular enough opinion in this space to get me ire from either side of the Destiny argument. So how's the DC takeover? Well, I've only seen the troops one time, but that was on the first day of the first day of like the rollout of them being there, so I didn't really see that many. Evidently there's been like a fuck ton more since. Oh, let me turn the music down. There we go. But yeah, the DC takeover is interesting. I'm pretty like genuinely disgusted by it, and the defenses of it. One second, let me. Okay. But yeah, I'm pretty disgusted by the total lack of conviction of anybody in the conservative movement to like look at a federal takeover of DC with fucking troops, a federal takeover all over LA with federal troops, and like not call it out. But like I've come to realize that there is no single conservative with an ounce of integrity in the United States left, outside of some very small, isolated individuals that make their voice heard because they're not too fucking cowardly to disagree with Trump. He's slowly being absorbed as part of the swamp. Are you talking about me? That's because you knew DC. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Well, that's one thing that I won't talk about like too in depth on stream, Rakusan, but there's probably some details I'd feel comfortable telling you in DMs. But yeah, the DC area, like the whole area feels super fucked right now. You know what? Like living in DC, you know, dude, let me tell you something. Living in DC, I have never felt unsafe ever in my entire fucking time living here. Actually, let me click one thing really quick. My entire time. I've lived here for a year. I've been to almost every area of DC. The only time that I felt unsafe was when I visited here and it was 3 a.m. and I got lost. And I was by myself. But outside of that one situation, like 2 years ago, Washington, D.C. has never, like, even in comparison to like New York City or to Houston, you know, two big cities that I've been to recently, right? Can I count? No, I can't count Baltimore. I guess I've been to Philly recently. I felt like it was sketchier in downtown Houston than in any fucking part of DC that I've been to. Granted, I've not been to every single place, but I've been to most of the neighborhoods in like the downtown DC area. Okay, there's shit's not going on around here. It's boring. And know your rights. I will. I had to ask my work the other day that you know, like what is the company policy like if I were to because I don't know what the extent of what these guys are doing in DC. I don't know what the extent of it is, you know? So like, oh, it's just a different song. So I don't know what the extent of it is or how crazy aggressive they're being with people, et cetera, et cetera. Like I had to ask my boss at my new job that I very much do not want to lose, right? Like I have a decent job, and I had to talk to my boss about, hey, what happens if I catch a, you know, civil disobedience charge because of some like insane, you know, insane random dude that was that moved here from Idaho, if you know, you know, to work for ICE. Like, yeah, exactly. Acriel, LOL, rights. I don't... The environment is so fucked. The political environment is so fucked. I don't feel safe in my country for the first time to do specific things. I have never in my life thought twice about going out into public and saying something negative about the president. I have never thought twice about it. I have legitimately taken steps to protect myself in the event that I get arrested because I'm doing like, because it's that bad, you know? The South Park Ice episode is so good. I should probably watch the South Park shit. I just haven't had a chance to. But you know what? I'm home alone right now. You know, my girlfriend's she's out of state on vacation. I couldn't get off work, so I'm home alone. Maybe I'll sit and I'll watch fucking South Park later. Maybe that's what I'll do with my time. That's what I'll fill up my time with. But yeah, the DC takeover is just, you should react to parts of it. One thing I'm not entirely sure about going forward is like react content. It just feels so like I want to do something different. If I do any kind of, you know, Chrissy Gnome was uber mad. Yeah, there's some people that think that the South Park thing is like in good humor to the president, or that like the administration doesn't care. They're coping super hard when they're like making their profile pictures from South Park, like trying to say like they're in on the joke. It's giga cope. Alrighty. So now that we've gotten all that out of the way, what should we talk about today on stream, guys? You guys have any suggestions? To be honest, I'm not even gonna lie, I am considering just ending the stream right now because I don't have that much. I don't have the drive to stream unless you guys just want to sit here and chat with me, like sit here and talk. Like I'm fine with that, but like I don't really have the. How's it going, Kai Zalia? I don't really have the drive to watch the news on stream right now. I don't have the. I just don't have it in me, guys. So I'm cool to talk with you guys if you guys want. If you guys have any questions. They arrested Dora the Explorer. Okay, send me that link. Okay, and if we can springboard off of that, then we'll keep streaming. And if not, then I'll bid you guys a good Monday. Or maybe I'll end stream and then come back on and try and do the radio thing. Hi from the UK. Man, all these foreigners coming in. Just so you guys know, if you guys don't know, this is a American political stream where I'm announcing my retirement from interacting with other political streamers. So that's the vibe that we're at right now. A bittersweet goodbye to something that I've been doing for 5 years. It's nice to see people from other countries, though, because at least I know that they're not going to be like, I don't have to immediately assume that they're retarded because they're not from my country. So they arrested Chuck E. Cheese too? What are we talking about? Oh, are you still talking about the fucking South Park? Yeah, South Park. Okay. You know what? Alternatively, I could start getting high, and we could just see where the evening takes us. Fuck it, I'll start doing that now, and then I'll decide, man, I'm super high, I don't want to stream anymore, or man, I'm super high, let's watch YouTube poops. A real Chuck arrested? All right, link it. Oh wait, you're on YouTube. You're gonna have to join the Discord to link it, or copy and paste the title of the video or article. I'm trying to think. How about this? Just image search? Oh, okay, I guess so. Does anybody in chat have any requests or any suggestions for things to do for the Discord to make it better, to have people come in? Jesus Christ. Chucky got arrested at my local Chuck E. Cheese. Hold on.
New details into the arrest of Chuck E. Cheese, or at least the man who was dressed up as one. It happened at a...
Jesus Christ. That's sick as fuck.
New details into the arrest of Chuck E. Cheese, or at least the man who was dressed up as one. It happened at a restaurant in Tallahassee.
But a family from the Villages witnessed the entire thing while on vacation. As Fox 35's Randy Hildreth found out, it was a visit the kids will likely never forget.
Chuck E. Cheese got arrested.
It's been the talk of the Gegenheimer family for the last few days.
Like asking 100 questions of like, does this mean Chucky's gone forever? Like, what now?
Nah, 6 months at best.
The family was snapped in the back of this now viral photo of Chuck E. Cheese getting arrested at a Tallahassee location. The family had just gotten in town to visit Grandma. 4-year-old Lizzie says she was nearly ready to help Mr. Cheese.
I didn't want to get arrested either.
Man, you know what? If you get in the way of an unjust arrest, is that really illegal? Is that really immoral?
She's gonna go help.
They were really, what was happening was Chuck E. Cheese was getting kidnapped. Here's a pretty good vid for your Discord question. Oh man, is this about to be something that is going to lead to Acrio getting banned? Nah, that's actually sick as fuck, dude. You're right. We need to add that. I need to add that as a sound bite. Or, what do you call it? Soundboard. Not sound bite. Okay. Well.
But then she saw the police and...
Mom says Lizzie...
But then I didn't want to get arrested either. She's gonna go help, but then she saw the police and...
Mom says Lizzie had just taken a picture with the character, and 6-year-old Jenny was about to take one when police walked over.
I was in the midst of pushing Jenny towards Chucky. The cop grabbed one wrist and another one grabbed the other wrist, put it behind his back, told him not to resist. And like at the same time, I'm pulling my kids away, like, what's going on in the midst of this?
Can you fucking imagine? Can you fucking imagine just for a fucking second, guys? You're that parent, and like, it's going to take a couple of, there's going to be some lag time between you seeing the Chucky get arrested and knowing why he's getting arrested. that lag time as a parent's got to be fucking killer.
According to the arrest affidavit, the man in the costume was Jermel Jones. He was arrested for credit card fraud. Police say he worked at the arcade and racked up a little over $100 in charges on a card left by a customer. Gegenheimer thinks he slipped
Bro, I can't. He didn't even get to spend that much. He ate at Whataburger though. You know what? That's based. You know what? Actually, why would you only get what do you get at Whataburger for $4.29? What do you even get at Whataburger for $4.29? Fucking nothing.
in charges on a card left by a customer. Gegenheimer thinks he slipped on the costume to hide from police. She's glad he was caught, but wish
Wait, did he work there?
thinks he slipped on the costumes on a card left by a customer and racked up a little over $100 in charges on a card left by a customer. Gegenheimer thinks he slipped on the costume to hide from police. She's glad.
Oh, okay. So he wasn't in the costume originally at work. Got it. Have you seen my onion meme? Maybe. Link it.
Glad he was caught, but wish he hadn't been arrested in front of the kids.
When they had him at the truck, they took off his head and put it on top of the SUV truck. So then we went into it's kind of like, Chucky's got a lot of friends who help him. So
Just tell your kid the rat's fake.
we can get to all the Chuck E. Cheese places.
Fucking dude, I'm sorry. Like the you don't have to convince your child that the mascot's real, right? Like keeping the magic alive when it comes to like Santa Claus, I can get like wanting to hold on to that. Let the kid know that the fucking rat's not getting arrested, okay? The rat's not real. Fuck.
At once, like trying to manage the magic still while we're watching now the man get undressed out of the costume outside.
Police say Jones still had the stolen credit card on him, along with a small amount of marijuana. He's accused.
This child casino has gone off the rails, guys. Rat-owned child casino. True. I'm curious to see a high Sondsol try to play the guitar solo from War Pigs. I can't solo, dog. I'm not good at soloing. Although I have increased probably by 300% the amount of songs that I can play by moving out of the genre of metal exclusively and learning some like newer songs because newer rock music is significantly easier to play. But yeah. I can't fucking believe that he still had the fucking card on him, dude.
Amount of marijuana. He's accused of committing the same crime 6 months ago. Randy Hildreth, Fox 35 News.
Jesus Christ. DM to short link. Okay, I think I did see this thumbnail somewhere.
I am Morian Lightbringer, Paladin of Tyr. Oh.
I see, making fun of the format is totally fine. I cannot watch the Jubilee videos, dude. I can't watch them. They're not engaging to me.
Oath of devotion, and today I am surrounded by 20 Vecna cultists. My first claim is, Vecna is an evil chaotic lich who slaughters or memory wipes all who stand in his way.
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Pleasure to meet you.
So I would say, in claims to Vecna being evil, I don't really care, to be quite frank with you.
Oh, you know what? That's so fucking true. That's exact. You know what? This is actually a fucking 10 out of 10. Perfect satire.
If anything, I believe Vecna should go further.
How would your ideal realm under Vecna look? What would it look like?
Well, quite frankly, I'd like to see a society in which everyone swears fealty or is disintegrated, undeath is mandatory, and memory optional.
And what does the government look like?
I would say, quite frankly, it's under a sort of benevolent necrotocracy, one lich to rule them all.
Benevolent necrotocracy is wild, dude.
No elections, just eternal servitude.
Wow. And if Vecna decides to disintegrate you and your family, you're okay with that?
Well, I'm not going to be part of the group that Vecna disintegrates, because that's the whole thing.
How do you know? Liches tend to slaughter everyone, even their own followers.
Well, Acererak makes this clear in his work, The Living Dead Distinction. True death is not the end, but just the first step in servitude.
Acererak, the Lich Devourer.
Yeah. Absolutely, I don't care.
Are you a fan of Acererak, who promoted the devouring of all life within the material plane?
I don't mind being called an Acerakian at all.
I didn't say that. I said, are you a fan of Acererak?
Well, he betrayed Vecna, and I'm not a fan of that, but...
What about the feeding upon thousands of innocent souls within his Tomb of Horrors in order to sustain his phylactery?
Well, there might be a little bit of that, but...
You know, we might need to rename the show because you seem to be a little bit more than a Vecna cultist. I think you're a necro-supremacist.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you can say I'm a necro-fascist.
Yeah, I am.
1, 2, 3. You know, I'm just counting for myself to see where everyone is on this. Because, you know, millions of people are going to be watching across the Forgotten Realms and seeing who's the necro-fascist.
I'm not ashamed of that whatsoever.
No.
See, like, fuck, dude. Man, this would be so much more funny if there were any consequences for the people that were the Vecna cultist. You know? Like, that fat fucking retard, that subhuman fucking filth, that shit stain that put himself on screen for everyone, got fired from his job before he went on Jubilee, and then he grifted and said that he got fired because of Jubilee, and then he got fucking like tens of thousands of dollars in donations. The entire thing from root to stem, from toe to tip, from bottom to top, is just a bunch of fucking grifting retards that hate fucking minorities and know that they can get other fat fucking shit stain dumb fuck piece of shit motherfuckers to donate money to them, their meager fucking earnings from their blue collar work, because they know the game. If you have 5 IQ points more than the person welding at the fucking, at the construction yard, then you can convince that retard to give you money. And that's the entire conservative movement right now.
Oh, clearly you're not.
Before the war period, prior to the War of the Whispered One, it was only those necromancers who properly enacted the people's will. That's why people followed them. Clerics were fat cats. They were aristocrats. They didn't care.
Are you in favor of killing people who aren't like you?
Quite frankly, I'm not.
You're a fan of Vecna. Vecna killed and reanimated quite a bit of innocent people.
He did not. They were combatants. They were people who stood in his way.
He slaughtered the entire city of Feeth and memory wiped all witnesses.
What are you talking about? I don't remember that happening. Vecna was only punishing those who spread lies of Pelor. And quite frankly, there are no innocents under the eye of Vecna. Only potential threats to be slaughtered and reanimated.
This is why I don't debate necro-fascists.
Okay, so do you concede then, or?
Do I concede that you're a necro-fascist who won't condemn the slaughtering of innocents? Yes, I concede that.
If being a necro-fascist means upholding human dignity, because I believe in human dignity, I believe in your human dignity, I wouldn't flay you alive unless I...
Did you guys see the, I don't even know if I retweeted this because it just feels like, what is the point? But Vivek Ramaswamy, I didn't see this at the time, but it was him talking to Ann Coulter. Dude, I can't imagine. Uh-oh, why do I have so many notifications on Twitter? That's scary. What'd I do? Didn't do anything. That's not even what I was going to Twitter to find. Is his... I'm sorry, I was going to open that up on stream, but is he a fascist pup play? Holy fucking shit, guys. You're not going to believe this. I must be high because this can't be fucking real. There's no fucking way this is real. Is it real? The huh. Wait a second. Someone from Louisiana has the gall to say something like that to me. Jesus. It was Vivek Ramaswamy talking to, one second. I know where to find it. I'm sorry. I'm still taken aback by that being the response that I got, and then also the fact that he's a goddamn puppy play guy. Okay, maybe it's not as easy as I thought that it would be to fine, this person tweets a fucking ton. Nope, here it is.
Thoughtful perspectives on the future direction of our country.
Like, I want you to watch Vivek speak. And I want you to watch Ann Coulter's response. And I want you guys to ask yourself the question, why the fuck would a minority group ever fucking align with the current Republican Party?
And that's why I brought on...
Like, I don't think... Listen, I do not think and I do not want everyone to agree with me 100%. All right? And I do not think that minorities are a guaranteed or even, like, required to be a Democrat, right? If you're a conservative and you're a black dude, if you're a conservative and you're some, racial minority or whatever, like, yeah, I don't care. It's fine. You can have a difference of opinion with me, but like, do people like Vivek have any? Let me watch the video and then I'll.
And that's why I brought on today somebody who I think has some thoughtful perspectives on the future direction of our country, of our conservative movement, and on this question of nationalism and national identity. Somebody I've been fascinated by for a long time and have interacted with on social media, but for the first time we're having at least a live form conversation in the offline sense of it. It's Ann Coulter. So Ann, thanks for coming on, and I'm looking forward to our conversation today.
Me too. Thanks for having me. That was a fantastic opening monologue. I too am a fan of yours. I'm going to make a point of disagreeing with you so that it will be fun. You are so bright and articulate, and I guess I can call you articulate since you're not an American black. Can't say that about them. That's derogatory. And that was a great opening segment. Lots of things to talk about there. Oh, and I agreed with many, many things you said during. In fact, probably more than most other candidates when you were running for president. But I still would not have voted for you because you're an Indian. We'll get back to that.
I understand disagreeing with me on policy, on some pretty baseline things. I cannot, for the life of me, imagine the cucked mind place that you have to be in to willingly vote for people like that. That is, by the way, right now, the majority of elected Republicans. That is the majority of their media figures. They think that's acceptable. And for some fucking reason, whatever cucked mind space you have to be in to fucking sit there and smile. And then this was in May 8th of 2024. This was his response. Ann Coulter told me flat out to my face that she couldn't vote for me because you're an Indian, even though she agreed with me more than most other candidates. I disagree with her, but respect she had the guts to speak her mind. Hey, guys. It's not a virtue to just be able to speak your mind. Just being able to speak your mind, that's not a virtue. It's a thing that you can do. And you can choose when to say things and when not to say things. I don't know, dude. Like, I respect she's open about her racism. I'm sorry. I don't respect. I've lost it because it's not even. It was more respectable. All right. Right. Not respectable. It was more, you know what? Respect. You have the guts to go out and do it. Like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago. Now, dude, it's the overwhelming majority of the shit I see on Twitter. All right. You're not brave for talking about, the smell of curry and shit. You're actually like in a pretty big social group in that part. It's not brave. It's just retarded. It's just shitty behavior. You think Ramaswamy? No, I don't think he does. I don't think that he has any morals or any self-respect whatsoever. To have someone say that to your face and then to go out there and make a cucked response like this. And he still works with Republicans. He still works with Republicans. Honesty is a virtue. But that's the thing. I don't think most of these people, honestly, are as racist as they put themselves out to be. They're just reveling in the moment of racism, that they can do it. But I don't think that they, in their heart of hearts, just genuinely fucking hate Indians. The last good Republican was Mitt Romney. Yeah. No, there were a couple after him. They were around this. They were, around the same time as him, but they lasted longer than him. I don't think that there's a single Republican in office that is worthy of respect. I don't think, I have come around on the idea of, respecting a position, right? If someone is the president of the United States, you ought to give them your respect, But I don't think that I can extend that to the current state of affairs, or Turtle Man? No, that guy, he's going to be rotting in hell, looking up at the hell on earth that he created as Satan, sticks a hot poker up his asshole. All right, that man is going to be suffering for eternity in the fiery pits of hell, and he knows it. That's why he's so scared to die. That's why he's still sticking around. Because no matter how much suffering he's experiencing right now in the broken body that he's in, he knows that it's going to be 1,000 times worse the second that the heart stops.
I'm not a hater. I'm a racist. I don't hate anybody because of what they are like. I hate people because of the way they look. I'm not a hater.
Too true. Too true. All right. Yeah, I believe I've run out of steam. All right. We got a little bit of politics in today. I've announced my total separation from Twitch politics. Is there anything else? My YouTube Shorts comments are fire. Oh shit, I've not looked at the notifications on YouTube in a hot second. What Shorts comments? Or does it just not give me notifications for Shorts comments? Oh, well, now I'm fucking curious. Let me go to YouTube Studio. Oh, the Shorts live chat? Well, I don't know what that is. Anyways, yeah, I don't think that I have anything else to cover. If there's Newsom should run in 2028. He is going to run in 28. We don't have to say he should. He's going to, as is Kathy Hochul and probably Shapiro, whatever his first name is, from Pennsylvania. I think Newsom's going to get it because he's the one that's coming out swinging the hardest and the earliest. But if one of these other governors, gets on the fight Trump train, Josh Shapiro is a loser. I don't know. I don't know anything about him other than people like him. Who's my top Dem candidate right now? Are you asking who I would prefer, or are you asking who I think is who is the top? Because the answer to the top is it's Gavin Newsom. Who I think should run? I don't know enough about Newsom's politics. If I were to have someone to run, it would be someone that had the I'm trying to think if there's anyone right now that I just like fucking adore. And I don't think that there is. Like, I unironically, I liked the temperament and the policies of Joe Biden. Like, if he wasn't so fucking old, I like it, that I would want him to run again. Okay. But yeah, I want someone who's like a strong advocate for workers, for building it up, you know, because it seems like everyone wants the industrial base here in the United States. This is what I think we should do. I think we should build up the industrial base in the United States to a certain extent by, you know, investing in the things that we need to produce here at home, right? So that we have a little bit of a buffer, and then also produce high technologies like green technologies. I'd love someone to be in favor of that kind of domestic industrial policy. You know, someone that puts money in, like creates a sovereign wealth fund that everyone gets, you know, dividends from and shit like that. You know, someone that has good foreign policy and isn't a fucking cuck to these third world dictators, you know? Like, I don't really have that high of a bar, to be honest, but if I was to have a perfect candidate, it would have been Joe Biden with his current policies from 2012. Like, I love his energy, I love his passion, and but we can't get that, and I don't know if there is anyone in the Democratic Party that's near that. I would tepidly say Pete Buttigieg and Gavin Newsom, but I just don't know enough about like their specific policies, you know. But Buttigieg, in terms of like his character, seems like he is like a very strong character. He's a very good person. He seems that way. Newsom seems like a politician. I'm not opposed to that. I like politicians. All right. I might eventually be one if I can totally delete every bit of everything I've ever said off the internet. Yeah, I'll go and run for office. All right. I like politicians. But I don't think that there's anybody else like deep in the bench. Someone needs to like step up and start making waves and start saying like they're going to do something. All right. If they want to do something, Tim Walz, fucking speak up, get up there, do something. Newsom did kind of cuck himself when he was on a podcast with conservatives. I never watched it. Governor Pritzker. Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. He never really crossed my mind until this past week. He said something at his news conference while like talking about the Texas redistricting that was just like a real Giga Chad moment. I was like, you know what? This motherfucker's got it too. All right? This motherfucker's got it too. We need people to go out there and just be fucking mean and just stop pretending like we're going to punish them for like wagging their dick. All right. I want someone to go out there with a fucking swagger. All right. I want someone to go out there with their dick in their hand and said, get some. All right. That's the kind of Democrat I want right now. Yeah. The Newsom press corps tweets, those are fucking awesome. I think that that's great. All the Republicans coping over that and saying that it's immature is just like, so funny to me. I just don't know. And part of this is like, I have been only following the headlines because to get into any deeper understanding of how bad things are is just not something that I need to do right now for me. But I have a basic understanding of what's going on. I'm probably still more informed than like 80% of America. So we need someone who will call Trump a pedophile. Yes. We need someone to call Trump a cuck. We need to someone to call Trump a pedophile. We need them to call them these things and not sound like a bitch while saying it. You know, that's what we need. Someone who has used that vocabulary before. America had it so good when he was young. Talking about who? Talking about Trump or Newsom? I don't even know how old Newsom is. I feel like I've seen so many pictures of him in the past couple of days, and all of them look very like, partly because they're from different time periods, and then also just like different levels of flattering pictures. I do not know how old that man is. He's somewhere between the ages of 48 and 72. I can't fucking tell. He's probably like what, in his 60s? Biden could have won if he just released the Epstein files and then not try to fight on the facts and numbers, but just be mean. No, I think that the Epstein files, if they had been released before, wouldn't have damaged Trump. I think it had to be him in office, being the one to be like, there's nothing to see here, that makes it, I mean, young Biden, the president America deserves.
When I was in your position, I was suggesting we bomb Belgrade. I was suggesting that we send American pilots in and blow up all the bridges on the Drina. I was suggesting we take out his oil supplies. I was suggesting very specific action.
That's not total victory. That's not the victory I want. That's not the victory John wants. I've been saying we should go on the ground. We should announce there's going to be American casualties. We should go to Belgrade, and we should have a Japanese, German-style occupation of that country.
Then, when I was in your position, I was
dude. I'm not even a fucking war hawk, but having someone that's willing to say like, hey, Russia, if you kill one more of our precious Ukrainians, we're going to rape, kill, and burn from the Eastern Front all the way to fucking Siberia. It's going to be a repeat of the Mongol invasions. If you kill one more of our precious Ukrainians, there will be generational trauma upon every single Russian born. Like, that's the kind of war hawkishness I want. Like, fuck you, you evil dictator. America is strong. America is strong. And the way that Trump is engaging with Putin, the way that he is engaging with all of these foreign conflicts, makes us seem like we are on their level. To even imply that we are on the same level as them, that they deserve a seat at the table with us, is insane. To invite them to our house and then roll out the red carpet for them and have our fucking soldiers on their knees in front of the Russian president's plane taping down his red carpet is a visual that they are playing 24/7 in Russia. It's disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. Sorry, but we need a president who's willing to fucking say, like, hey, Israel, you've killed a lot of Hamas now. You've killed enough of Hamas now. Boots on the ground. You can occupy it if you need. The bombs need to stop. Like, whatever the fuck is happening over there, because I haven't kept up. Whatever the next phase is, it's time for it. And that's what the U.S. president needs to say. The U.S. president needs to say, we're going to create a trade union, a trade, some diplomatic, force with all of our allies so that we stop buying from China. Did you guys know that we are now buying more from China because Trump put such high tariffs on India And the other countries that were producing consumer goods for us, now we're buying more from China. This is why I can't stream, okay? This is why we have to stop. We're going to see what this is, and then we're going to end stream. I'm going to get really high, and maybe I'll stick around in the Discord for a little bit. Fuck me, dude. Conservative Wall Street Journal editorial board just issued a scathing op-ed detailing how Trump failed to get any concessions from Putin while Putin managed to play Trump like a fiddle to get what he wanted. It was notable that Mr. Putin spent most of his soliloquy in front of the press flattering Mr. Trump, endorsing the U.S. president's view that the war would never have happened if Trump had been in office in 2022, and extolling the possibilities for U.S.-Russia business ties. In the sense that Russian achieved one of his major goals from the summit, which is the start of his rehabilitation as a world leader, the summit ended his isolation from the West, and he gave up nothing for it. He also appears to have gained more time to continue bombing Ukrainian cities and slowly taking more territory. It isn't clear what Mr. Trump gained. He had told the press that he would be angry if no ceasefire emerged from the parley, but Mr. Trump showed no PQ? I actually don't know how to say that word. I've never come across a situation where I would need to say it out loud.
Peak.
But the Wall Street Journal is fake news, so I've been fighting with that guy that I have no self-control internet gas. That guy that I had on stream, the plain FAG guy, right? Demetrius. And I think that, like, man, I know that there's like a whole like psychological there's like psychological differences between different countries and their relationship with government and stuff, right? Like I know that that is a phenomenon that is recognized, right? Places that are more, you know, there are places that are more okay with authoritarianism psychologically because they've, you know, their culture has been under authoritarian rule for so long that it's just like a fact of the matter, right? And then there are places where like democracy is just like people don't like the authoritarianism. And America was one of those places until recently. But I am starting to notice the psychological breaking of so many conservatives, the true psychological breaking, the true cucking of their entire being, where they're sitting there and saying, nothing matters. Nothing, like, of course we had to start diplomatic relationships with the Russians eventually, blah, 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 blah. Even people that hate Russians, they're completely placated. Completely placated. Because they saw the B-2 bomber go overhead. That'll show Putin. It's just, there's no point. That's why it's so hard for me to stream. Right. And I'll end on this because, like, actually, fuck me. I'm going to get too mad and I want to have, you know, some peace. But I'm arguing from a paradigm that I believe is dead or dying. I can't make the arguments for why this is bad to most people now, because I don't think that most people care about the things that I care about. I care about the foundational, you know, principles of our country. I care about people's well-being. I care about maintaining American hegemony. And I believe that the United States can use its big swinging dick to affect the world. But that's not the paradigm that seems to be emerging that I'm fighting against. And there's probably, unfortunately, going to be, I don't think that they're going to win, because I don't think enough people in this country want that end goal. But what's going to end up happening is there's going to be some hybridization of the old paradigm that we've been trying to defend and this new gay retarded authoritarian bullshit. And I don't know how to appeal to people who have a raped mindset that they're just subservient and believe everything that Trump tells them. I can't appeal to them, and I can't appeal to people that think that those people can be reasoned with. I don't know how to. So like that's one reason. That's a big reason why it's so hard for me to stream right now. Because how the fuck do you convince someone that is convinced that all it took to convince them that Trump totally owned Putin was the cool plane flew overhead? I am a fucking 93 IQ guy at best, but I'm living in a 70 IQ world, and that terrifies me. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and end stream. Is there even enough people watching right now to warrant rating? No, there's not. I'm going to go ahead and end right here. I love you guys very much. Please join the Discord, and if you have suggestions for the Discord, post them in the Discord or DM me. Yeah, that's about it. Let me see here.